What is up, YouTube? It is Docky, your Docky Style Gaming, and I am back at it again with another Godfall video for you all today. And in this video, we're going to be going over the brand new update that just dropped a little earlier yesterday, honestly like a few hours ago, if we're being real. But it was update 2.1.17, and it's probably the biggest update for Godfall that we got as of right now. There's a lot of changes, a lot of fixes, even some nerfs, but also some good stuff that they kind of improved, and some good stuff coming to the game, I guess I should say as well. Pretty much there's a long list of stuff, so I really don't want to waste too much time, but just to get it out of the way for some of the people wondering where I've been in America, clearly it's the holiday time, so with Thanksgiving pretty much coming around, family, in-laws, things like that have been kind of halting everything happening with the channel. But I should have about 2 more videos after this one coming out on the channel for sure. Thursday I have the final review for Godfall, the part 2, the ultimate review. It was supposed to be out Thursday for the global launch of Godfall on the PS5. Again, family related stuff, wasn't able to do that, but it'll be coming out for sure Thursday. And then also have an Outriders video that'll be dropping a little later towards the end of this week. So definitely more content coming to the channel, but this week is going to be slower, but hopefully after this week everything should start picking up again like normal and we should be good. But other than that, let's actually get into this update, because again, this is a long list of stuff to touch on. There's some things that some people aren't going to be too happy about, but we'll get to it when we get to that part of the list. So again, it is update 2.1.17, and it is for both platforms. It dropped again a little earlier yesterday afternoon. I was actually again out, so wasn't able to post a video right when this dropped, but I was getting the notification because clearly people weren't too happy with what was happening with this update on Twitter. So yeah, let's just hop into some of the minor fixes, and then we'll touch on some of the more important ones. Now again, anything that has the sword by it, the devs did say in their last update that these are things that players had requested fixes for. So again, they are listening, so it's a bit of both things that players have wanted fixed and things that the devs have caught and are fixed themselves. So again, let's not waste any more time. Let's actually hop into some of this, because most of these are minor. So for the first one, they're talking about the various collision issues when across realms when players get stuck or clipped through the world. That is fixed, which I've seen in a few videos. Solved the issue where this augment would cause damage to stack indefinitely with the multiple northern techniques. Though that seems fun as hell, clearly that's not what was intended, but I mean, come on. Solved an issue where Dreamstone's boons could change randomly while on the holo map. Solved an issue where higher tier mid bosses were not dropping the correct amount of loot. Hopefully that means they're going to be dropping more loot, because more loot's always welcome. Solved an issue where this augment, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, just a certain augment was displaying 0 to rampage damage, which I saw a lot of people complaining about on Reddit, which, I mean, honestly, dev should have just called that. I mean, plus 0%, come on. Improved stability issues with co-op games, which is much needed. A lot of people in the Discord were talking about playing co-op was a pain, whether it be disconnecting or their game just completely messing up when in co-op. So hopefully this helps, but I haven't actually tried it out yet to see. Solved an issue where the low level flex missions would not scale appropriately with higher level players. Again, this I kind of messed around with this, but I'm not sure if this is actually working properly, unless I don't know what flex missions mean. I don't know about that, because I did hop on just to mess around with it to see, and I'll have to keep testing. It says solve various ledge climbing issues in the water realm. Solved the missing augment constellation connection for the Hinterclaw Valorplate. Originally, when I hopped on, this was why I hopped on. I was like, oh wait, does this mean Hinterclaw is getting another augment slot? No. They just literally forgot to add a line connecting 2 of the augments together. Players can no longer be interrupted by enemies' AoEs while performing takedowns, which is a good thing. This right here, I am super happy to see. It says solved an issue where Nyack Wind Carver's electric orbs were dealing more damage than intended. If you have played the Ascended Towers of Trials, that very first room where they send out all those wind carvers, or yeah, I think it's carvers, and they're just chunking orbs, that fight, it's ridiculous. I'm glad they tuned that down a bit. But now this one right here, I know people aren't too happy about. My Discord was angry about it. I saw people were complaining about it on Reddit, Twitter, it was everywhere. Now, the Dark Star Crusher is a legendary hammer who's, and essentially they're nerfing it. It says their primary trait has been adjusted and will no longer affect bosses. This includes mid bosses as well, which is like, really? But I mean, I kind of get bosses, but mid bosses, seriously? It says duration is now set to 15, previously 20, 5 seconds, but the time bubble will slow enemies 50%, previously it was 70. It says trait text will now match the effects, blah, 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 blah. You display 30, even though it's on my 70. Regardless, this weapon was essentially like having the Gilded Knight's ability when those electric, conduits? What I forgot what they're actually called, or constructs come out, and they drop those orbs, and then you would slow down. Well, this hammer, whenever you popped this technique, it would spawn a orb, and it would slow down anything inside of it. Now, I kind of get them nerfing it a bit, because honestly, whenever anything walked into it, whether it be a boss, mid-boss enemies, you could shred them in seconds if you had a proper build. But this seems a bit excessive. Again, I kind of understand bosses, but mid-bosses, that's kind of And in Dreamstones, I think that's probably why they're wanting to nerf this. Maybe even Ascended Towers, but my thought on it right now is that there's a lot of things that need to be improved before you should start nerfing. So don't take good things away from players before you add good things in the game. So that's how I personally feel about nerfing right now, because they really shouldn't be nerfing nothing personally in this game. And again, I have my full review out come this Thursday, and we'll talk about some more stuff in that video. Solved an issue during the mission's Tormentor's Asylum where enemies would spawn out of the combat zone. Solved an issue where players could get locked out of light attacks after performing certain shield attacks. Says solved an issue where players could crash playing co-op against Samora. Again, another co-op feature thing that was clearly player requested. Again, I get that a lot in my Discord, that co-op is not the best right now in Godfall. So I'm glad that's fixed. Solved various issue with phase nodes not activated after completing a hunt mission. Lock on target's icon will no longer display during cutscenes, which, yeah, probably should have been caught. Solved an issue where dual blades Northern Technique was not scaling at stage 4. Solved an issue where certain Dreamstones would not have the third activity choice displayed. That happened to me before. I had to restart the entire Dreamstone because it was bugging. Solved an issue where the Raider achievements was not unlocking properly. Solved several localized overlap issues with the skill unlock notification. Solved an issue in multiplayer where players with high latency could get stuck on a defeated screen, unable to respawn. Well, damn. Solved an issue where boons that give Warhammers extra damage gave less than originally shown, which that's not too bad. Solved a crash while fighting Bronze Animus at the end of the Soul Shatter tutorial room. Solved an issue where Dreamstone Solaris Orb target players walking into the arena before they... What? That is a hilarious issue. His orb would target players after you die. It would hit you before you even walk into the arena. That's hilarious. I mean, clearly it's a bug and they fixed it, but that's hilarious. It never happened to me, but that sounds funny. Solved an issue where keyboards in the equipment menu could misplace UI. Solved an issue where you could not dismiss friends list using a controller. Solved several issues when fighting Zamora for the first time in a session would cause hitches. That's all good. It seems like a lot of stuff was with this one when it came to multiplayer stuff, so I'm kind of glad they fixed a lot of that. Solved an issue where skipping the final cutscene in the credits would respawn the players in the boss arena. Solved an issue after completing Shrine of the Godsmiths where the Twilight Beacon for the ending, the mission would disappear and select a new one 1,400 meters away. Solved an issue where treasure hermits would lose their knockdown immunity upon getting hit while trying to teleport away. Solved an issue where multiplayer, again more multiplayer stuff, where players who force close the games are not removed from a party nor shown a disconnecting message. Solved the crash that would occur when 3 players in co-op, oh damn, that's just unfortunate, when you're in the alluvial plains. Solved the crash that would occur. A lot of crashes, which is a good thing that they're fixing them. Hopefully this means there's a lot less. I haven't really, again, been super busy, so I haven't even been active in my Discord, let alone the channel. So I haven't checked to see how stable, how much more stable the connection is when it comes to playing Godfall. But hopefully this update has fixed a lot and has made it a lot more playable. But I guess we'll see. added several items missing from the loot pool. These should now drop appropriately. Keep an eye out. So this right here is actually pretty interesting. There's 7 items that weren't in the game at launch that are now in the game that they recently added. So hopefully these are kind of important ones and nothing like just some basic blues or purples. I hope they're legendaries, or I hope they're like rare items and they send it Towers of Trials. But hoping most of the 7 are legendaries, but who knows. But more loot's always good, so not really going to complain too much about that. Solved an issue where players need to wait for the parry animation to finish before taking another action. So that's pretty much everything that's everybody's getting on both PC and PS5. Now when it comes to PC and then the PS5, this is what pretty much everything else is. So for the PC, it says solved a crash when respawning when returning to the game from another window. Solved an issue where where upgrading an item without highlighting a trait when using a mouse could cause the upgrade to fail, and other issues. Solved an issue where the training room icon would not swap or display to current input. Okay. Solved an issue where more controller, mouse, and keyboard joysticks prompts appear as a debug text, and improve ultra-wide resolution support, which clearly players really wanted. For PS5 now, solved an issue where pressing F11 key on the plugged keyboard would cause the game to hang. Why are you playing on the PS5 with the keyboard? You deserve that to happen to you. No, I'm kidding. Solved an issue where changing a control setting in a language with other than English would change most text back to English. So that's pretty much everything that we got from this update right here. Again, it's actually a pretty big one, literally a week or less than a week from the global launch of Godfall. So it's always good to see that they're updating the game pretty promptly, especially for PS5, because most updates have to go through cert, especially when it comes to PlayStation. So I'm glad that a lot of the stuff is updating at the exact same time as PC. Yeah, they got to shut the servers down briefly, but most of the downtime is actually very fast, about an hour if most. So like I said, there's still some things that they definitely need to improve, but as I said, I have a full, ridiculously in-depth breakdown on Godfall, review, the end game, the should you buy, the is this game right for you, coming out this Thursday. Again, it started off as like a 3-page review and just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger by the end of it. So yeah, we're up to like 5, almost 6 pages, but I really want it to be as in-depth as possible and be as critical but fair as well on the game, because again, I know there's still people who are still on the fences about Godfall, so I wanted to give a pretty fair and I guess non-biased review of Godfall for the most part. So again, definitely expect that Thursday. I don't care if it comes out hella late, I am getting that video out by this Thursday, because I worked too hard on that script to just like, I'm not gonna do it. So I'll be dropping that video Thursday, so stay tuned. Again, I'll have an Outrider video dropping a little later this week, probably Saturday, but slow upload week for sure. Again, Thanksgiving's coming up and family's in town, in-laws are in town, so I won't be uploading as frequently this week, but next week we'll be back to the rapid fire everyday video. So stay tuned. Thanks for everybody who's still been sticking with the channel, supporting it. Much appreciated. That's all I really got for this video, so I will catch you all in the next one. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the subs. Links to my social media accounts are in the video description, along with the link to the Discord as well. I'm out of here. Peace.